So, what if the secret to revolutionizing hundreds of industries, a blueprint for a $1.3 trillion market, was hiding inside a patent for making a single song? Sounds a little crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what we're exploring today. A simple idea with a world changing blueprint hidden just underneath the surface. It all kicks off with a goal that seems pretty straightforward. Use a team of AIs to create a professional quality song from absolute scratch. Now, on the surface, that's a neat trick for the music industry for sure. But the real magic, well, it isn't in the song at all. Because this is where the whole story just pivots. See, the solution they figured out for making that one song, it accidentally created a universal blueprint. A system that could fundamentally change how we design, build, and create pretty much everything. Okay, so let's dive into this, and we have to start right at the beginning with the patent that was filed for an AI-assisted music composition system. So how does this thing actually work? Well, think of it like a really smart creative assembly line. First, one AI generates the core concept, the lyrics, the theme, the basic structure. Then that idea is passed along to a whole team of specialized AIs. One of them might fact-check genre details, while another acts like a tough editor, improving the lyrics. They keep refining the idea in this constant feedback loop until it's just right, and only then is it sent to a final AI to generate the actual audio track and all the production files. And this brings us to the real invention here. The goal was to create music, yeah? But the truly revolutionary part wasn't the song. It was the system that made the song. This is the key question you have to ask. What if this entire music machine was just a test case, a dry run to prove a much, much bigger idea? What if the real invention wasn't the product, but the process itself? And here it is. The core concept is called multi-AI orchestration. Basically, it's a method for making a team of specialized AIs work together like a well-oiled machine. And the crucial part is, this isn't some chaotic brainstorm. No. It's a very structured sequence where some AIs act as quality control, constantly checking and verifying the work of the others. This creates a powerful feedback loop that just drives quality and accuracy through the roof. This table really shows you why this is such a game changer. I mean, traditional methods are slow, they're expensive. A single AI is faster, sure, but look at the accuracy. It often hovers around 85%, which isn't great. But with multi-AI orchestration, the cost just plummets, and the accuracy skyrockets to 99.7%. That's the power of having AIs check each other's homework. And then you get to the scale, and it just becomes mind-boggling, up to 1,000 times more output. So the key advantages here make this system not just better, but honestly a lot smarter. You can swap different AIs in and out, so you're never locked into just one platform. Quality control is baked right into the process from the start. It's not an afterthought. And this system just collapses creation timelines from weeks down to days, or in some cases, even hours. Now, this is where it gets really powerful. Once you have a universal process, you can apply it to almost anything. Those same 5 steps we just saw for making music can be aimed at completely different industries. And you really don't get much more different than this. On one hand, you can use the system to generate exclusive content for streaming platforms, creating a potential $50 billion advantage. On the other hand, you can apply the exact same method to create multilingual safety training for agricultural workers, cutting costs by over 95%. It's the same system, solving radically different problems. Let's get even more specific. For a food and beverage company, the orchestration system can analyze the core brand identity, for instance, defining Coca-Cola as a joyful catalyst, and then use that brief to generate the perfect sonic logo or ad jingle. So it's not just creating music, it's literally translating a brand's soul into sound. So we've seen how this system works and how incredibly flexible it is. Now we can zoom all the way out and see the true scale of this invention. And this isn't just some theory. The patent holders actually did a massive analysis, mapping their orchestration method against the entire economy. They used what are called standard industrial classification codes, which is basically the official government system for categorizing every type of business, to find out exactly where this process could be applied. So what did they find? Well, the result was staggering. They identified over 200 distinct industry sectors where this exact same process for creating and analyzing things could be directly implemented. What's really incredible is the breadth. This isn't just for tech or media. The analysis found direct applications in every single one of the 9 major economic divisions. From manufacturing and finance to public administration and services. It literally touches everything. Which brings us to the big question. What is a universal process like this actually worth? When you add up the total addressable market across all of those 200-plus sectors, you arrive at this staggering number, over $1.3 trillion. And that massive number isn't just a theoretical target. It breaks down into clear, actionable tiers. The top 10 sectors alone, think software, streaming, and marketing, represent an immediate $800 billion opportunity. Below that, hundreds of other industries in manufacturing, finance, and services make up another $500 billion in potential. It provides a crystal-clear roadmap for where to start. And that brings us to the final, crucial takeaway. This invention isn't just a defensive piece of paper sitting in a file cabinet. By proactively identifying and quantifying over 200 specific applications, it becomes an offensive tool, a ready-made platform for building new businesses across the entire economy. You know, it started with one song, but it ended with a roadmap to the future.